DCeased, War of the Undead Gods, issue 4, Tom Taylor writing, Trevor Hersign on the art. So obviously we're building, the undead army are making their way through the universe, and this issue largely revolves around some of our heroes going to meet with the Guardians to talk about how to deal with this. Although we start off with Alfred having a nightmare again about killing his sons and regretting it because now there's a cure for the zombie virus. So it's just this, it's him shooting the three of them, screaming out in pain, and then waking up. And we find out that he is now in a relationship with Leslie Tompkins, who's there.
And everyone's very happy for them.
Yeah, she's there to comfort him. She's trying to tell him it's not his fault. And there's a little bit here that I quite liked about how, like, you helped Bruce all those years being Batman, and maybe the reason why you were so easily reserved and sort of nice about everything is because you knew you were helping him go out and, like, take out rage on others. So you didn't necessarily have to, like, you had like this weird, like, sort of like avenue for your anger to go, right? You got to, like, almost delegate your anger through Batman.
A little bit, yeah. Because he was obviously directly involved. He wasn't out there punching, but he was
helping,
actively involved. Yeah.
So Damien comes by, and, like, Leslie tries to lie about why she's there, and he's just
he's like, don't bother.
Yeah. He's a detective and all that. But they both say they've got a bit too much of Batman in them. Him being his detective self, Alfred wanting to get involved, and Damien saying no, stay back. But it's all very sweet. It's a really nice scene. It's another example of Taylor using this alternate version of these characters to have sweet moments and kind of play with them. Even, like, John realizing that Alfred and Leslie's together to Damien as they're flying off to meet the Guardians is really fun. But anyway, we get an example of one of the planets that have been attacked by the undead gods, one that's evacuated.
Yeah, it's just a little action sequence, essentially. Just an excuse to have some punching.
A little note on this, though. So it's the planet Almerac, and the first narration panel here says, Almericans are born for war. Almeracians, whatever you'd say, I don't know. Anyway, the reason why I'm saying it wrong is because when I glanced at it, I read Americans, and the panel still, in the narration box still made sense.
Everything works, yeah. As a species, they saw battle and conquest.
Yeah, because if you replace it with Americans, it's Americans are born for war. All their greatest advances are in military of nature. I'm like, yeah. So I was like, wait, did I read that right? And I went back and went, oh no, it's this alien planet.
I don't think that's an accident. Probably not.
Yeah. But I misread it as Americans first, and it made sense, and it took me a minute to realize, wait, why are they talking about Americans? Oh, because they're not. They're talking about this. Anyway, so two of them stay back to fight, but they evacuate the planet. So not a lot of death in this case. But it's a fun action sequence. You get to see Darkseid in his big Sinestro gear, all the rest of it. But the main part of the issue is really the meeting with the Guardians. And the Guardians deciding that they need to just kill all the planets that have been infected, which of course our main characters are all like, no, wait, they can be saved. Superman especially is like, no, like, there's a cure for this now. And the Guardians sort of, like, square up to Superman, and, like, you got Cassandra and Mary Marvel with their lightning powers, like, standing behind them. Basically everything that keeps, like, the conflict kind of rising. Kyle tries to calm it down, but everyone's getting more heated, to the point where the Guardians are even like, we're going to even, like, imprison Superman here whilst we go and, like, kill these planets. And Superman punches through the Green Lantern bubble and hits the Guardian in the face, which is a good panel.
I love this as being one of the funniest references as well, because this, on the same page you have a guy saying, one punch. He knocked out a Guardian with one punch. That is the exact dialogue, obviously changed very slightly, but when Batman punched Guy. Because he knocked him out with one punch. And even the actual panel of the punch itself, the side-on shot and the fist coming in, that's exactly how that was drawn. So it's a very intentional homage, which made me laugh a lot.
Yeah, no, that's good. And then, so this all breaks out, and then you see Ares is watching, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. This is why they're so quick to start throwing punches. This D-bag
was involved.
Yeah, so basically, I think it's Damien who, like, is like, wait, we're not in control of this, and he notices Ares, and he's like, stop this right now. And then the end of the issue is Mixabelic shows up, and he's here. So
Yeah,
we'll
always fun.
We'll see how that goes. I mean, this was a solid issue. I liked all the Alfred stuff at the start was really sweet and great. They're building up this impending doom of Darkseid and the Undead Army coming through, the universe, and I liked the big confrontation with the Guardians.
It read super quick.
It read super quick. I think the one fault that all of the Undead stuff, or sorry, all the DCeased stuff has had, is that none of it's been as good as that mini, the Unkillables.
Yeah.
That's the one problem it's had. It's always been very pleasant. There's always been good moments. It's always enjoyable to read. But I would say that the art's never been as good as that many, and that the atmosphere has never been quite as good as that many. Because
it's always been like fun. This is still fun.
Yeah.
I'm still having a great time with this.
Oh, absolutely.
But man, it doesn't even come close to Unkillables.
I don't think any single moment of this entire book. It says I had a lot of good moments throughout the main parts of it,
including One Punch.
Yeah, I don't think any moment is going to match that moment where you realize Mary Marvel's on that bus.
That's a damn good moment.
Because it was perfect. It came out of nowhere. It was great. And that was a mini full of great moments. So yeah. But no, still good. Still really enjoyable. But if we're skipping to the rating, it's a fine 7. I had good fun. It read quick. I like what it's building to.
Yeah, I'll probably give it a 7.5. But
yeah,
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, it's in roughly the same place.